give these a wipe, because there's all kinds of liquid on the front of them. Who you think I am, P. Diddy? Welcome to Live 115. It's going to be a short one this evening, so I'm going to get into it fairly sharply, simply because there's, as I often allude, there's things going on in my real life, and what can I say? I've got to be up for a plane at 5 o'clock in the morning. So at my age, any hour of sleep that I can get before midnight is worth at least 3 or 4 after midnight, so they say. So welcome one and all. Welcome to everyone to the Church of the Reverend. Next live, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do a live on Sunday. I can't even record something as a premiere, just because I'm going to be out of the country again. International man of mystery. I have to go and take care of business. There's bombings and stuff going on. So as the pilgrims would say, I've got a mission on. So the next sermon's going to be next Wednesday. 116 next Wednesday. There's going to be no Sunday sermon. So welcome to the midweek sermon. It will finish in an hour. Please forgive me. I will try and crank in as much as I can. So welcome to the Holy Pews. Hopefully you'll enjoy the altar wine. There's a little red, little white, little libation is always welcome. Hang on. Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. Thank you. And don't forget, you are more than welcome to have a slice of the Holy Battenberg. And somebody on Sunday said, Adrian, why are you calling it Holy Battenberg? Well, simply, it's holy because it's for the rear holy. That's the best I'm going to do for a Wednesday evening. Thank you to the legendary Battenbergers. Thank you for Dylan, who said that Sunday's live was an inspiration and live. Thank you, Dylan. Much appreciate your support and your kindness. And Stuart, you're a lifesaver, double A. Thank you for your continued support, Stuart. And Rich, great story there, Adrian, straight from the heart. And it was true. So thank you to the legendary Battenbergers of the week, Dylan, Stuart and Rich. Always appreciate your continued support. Andrew James says, I wonder if Starmer will phase in Esperanto, the language that Soros wants us to learn and which he also promoted in the 1970s. Did he really, Andrew James? Well, you know what George Soros can do, don't you? Well, he's promoting bloody Swifty. So as far as I'm concerned, he can foxtrot Oscar. There's no better term for him. It's not Esperanto, it's Macam. We can always do Geordie or Northeastern if you wish. I'm not sure you understand it either. The Wandering Star says it's all completely hopeless. The Wandering Star. We always pop newbies cherries. If you're a first timer, either a first time watching or a first time commenter, then please let me know and I will pop your cherry for you. It's a No, I can't use that gag. I definitely can't use that gag. But it's a term of endearment, popping your cherry, because, well, we don't want you defiled in the Church of the Reverend. The Wandering Star says, it's all completely hopeless, Adrian. Time to see up. Leave the shores of Brooke and Britain and buy your own private island. Isn't there one going... Epstein Island, isn't that going free? Or has somebody bought it up to blow it up? Louis Sampson says, evening all, yeah, wrong'uns. Paul Morton, evening, Louise. Pass the collection plate and let's guzzle that wine. Oh, nothing better, Paul. So long as the red altar wine has been allowed to be corked and has breathed for a little while, always tastes better. Penny Hen, hello. Hope you're all well. Welcome, Penny Hen, yeah, wrong'un. The Bovel. Vesperum tibi wrong'uns. Same to you, yeah. Wrong'un. Etam gracias ego tibi penny. The Bovril has definitely been on the altar wine tonight. Penny Hen says, what? The Bovril, yes, thank you, Penny. We're all thanking the Bovril. A bit of class in the church, the body of the kirk this evening, and do budge up. You know, we've got a lot of people that we need to get in here. We're already over 100 watching, so budge up. I know you may be a little broader in the beam with all this Battenberg and altar wine, but so long as you haven't got your pile cushion or piles cushion with you, you should be able to budge up. Nicky Watson says, evening all. Hope everyone is dry and warm. Pass the wine, it's freezing here. Oh, so long as the red's been breathing, that's much better. Much more welcomed. Amalia, it has remembered this evening. Congregation, who's speaking Latino here and not translating? Slap wrists, says Amalia. Quite. It's the old Bovril. He's been on the altar wine again. Andrew James, get your own wine. This is not a commie church. Brilliant. No, you've made me cough, man. No, it's not, actually. Amalia Grassi says, I see translations are coming through. Good-o. What-o. Talker 69. Good to see you in the body of the Kirk this evening, Talker 69. Evening, Adrian, and all you utter wrong-uns. Bring on the sermon and Battenberg tea break. I don't want you breaking anything in the body of the Kirk. I've got to replace them. The Obervril to Amalia. Yes, tea, wrong-un. Karina Jane, good evening, Adrian and all. Good evening, Karina Jane. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Yeah, utter wrong. Nicky Watson, pissed myself laughing. Is that a technical term that we use in radio? A bit of Battenberg then. Go on, Nicky. Tucker 69. Sorry I missed Sunday sermon. I was rather busy getting my next batch of Oasis tickets printed. Brilliant. Did you get any, Tucker? You flogging any? And Amalia's back in there. Takes me right back now. What was it? Metella est Mater. Palo est Pater. Bruto est Canis. The memories. I'm going to Italy in the morning. Do they all speak Latin over there? No, they don't. They speak Macam, though. Oi, fat lad, come here. Sort that car out for me. Leah says, hi, Adrian. Hi, all. Hello, Leah. Yeah, wrong. Didn't know how many dates they'd said, so I've printed enough for 24 to 27, says Doctor 69. Have you got any American? Have you got any American dates? In the field, good evening, everyone. Are we sitting comfortably? Yeah, didn't need me piles cushion tonight. Paul Morton, evening in the field. Yeah, field. Yeah, wrong. Mind you, I know some people who like it in the field. Shan't mention any names. Malia Grassi, famous last words. I know. Well, at least mine would be, who left that bloody door open? Tower Block Tracy, in Dirette dal Lago de Como in Italia, la tua crostata preferita. Bloody hell. I would say Tower Block Tracy. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I know what you like. Peter Sadler, evening, Adrian, and chat, evening, Peter, sir. Wrong. Alan, good heavening. Yeah, wrong. Evening, Alan. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Make them budge up. There's still altar wine and Battenberg going. And remember, it's Holy Battenberg. Why is it called Holy? Because it's for the rear. Holy. Wrong. Angela Rayner's MP Ibiza trip to a DJ's booth was 836 quid freebie. We're going to talk about these clowns. Because have you seen Starmer? He's come out going, somebody's working him from behind. I mean, maybe they had to put a fist in him to kind of... He looks like a puppet to me. Not a Thunderbird's puppet. They've got more life in them. Paulie Galtieri. All right, Adrian. Yeah, utter wrong. Evening, Paulie. Yeah, wrong. I say, Togger 69. £4 included salty mayo. I say, salty mayo. I wonder where one gets some of that. I'll ask P. Diddy all over his face. Pennine Counties, evening, Reverend. Evening, Pennine Counties. Yeah, wrong. Stuart says, evening, Rev. Yeah, wrong. And saw the Battenberg episode of the Bake Off the other day on YouTube. If only the judges knew why I was laughing. Stuart, I've still to see it. Because the literally 30 minutes I had spare this week, I watched that bloody awful Castaway on Channel 5. Bloody awful. Kathy Harbour, good evening, Reverend Alan. Good evening, Kathy. Yeah, wrong. Alan, I could only get jam tarts. Do you know that that's a football team in Edinburgh? Hearts, jam tarts. That's them for the Scots amongst us. Right. Thank you, Stuart. Paulie Galtieri. Hugh Edwards is opening the BBC bake sale with some Battenberg. Oh, I'm sure he is. He probably wants pictures of it. Shall we send him some? Super Ted. Oh, it's been a while, Super Ted. Evening, Adrian. Just got back to sunny Redcar from Lincolnshire. The mighty tower of power that is Redcar Beacon, Super Ted. And the Jacobite, my dad says Starmer is like a sneaky butcher. He likes his meat round the back. He likes his meat round the back. Very good, Jacobite. Very good. Well, you can tell by the look on his face. I mean, it's like somebody's either shoving a cucumber up there or he's getting some salami. Hope it's not sliced. What do you think he is? Jukebox. David Bevan. Evening, Sir Alan. Evening, David. Welcome to the Body of the Cook. And Nick Brown. Evening, Rev. Evening, Nick. Stephen King. Love your books. Evening, all. Evening, Stephen. The All Bovril. Brutus is a dog. Oh, yeah. Kevin Keegan and Henry Cooper, the boxer, flogging Brute. It was all, everybody wore Brute in the 70s, even the dogs, everybody. Why did I associate Brute Splash On and Brute talcum powder with Brutus? Wasn't it Brutus Gold, the advert? Baddy Sheen. Oh, well remembered. I'll get to that in a minute. Andrew James, Adrian, Reverend, your pigeonholes in the vestry are good for take your pick boxes and hymn cards for the numbers. We will put things back after the sermon. Oh, we're going to have a party tonight, are we? Newty Brown has said PM has paid back more than $6,000 of gifts and hospitality. What a tightwad. You can tell he's married into a Jewish family. What a tightwad. He got over $100,000 and he's only given back 6. We're going to talk about him, the clown, in just a little while. Hayden's in the Body of the Kirk this evening. Evening, Adrian. Evening, Hayden. Yeah, wrongin'. Utter wrongin' in your case, I think. Personal trainer Mike. Evening, Adrian. Evening, PTM. And Hayden, Angela Rayner's VIP Ibiza trip to a DJ's booth was an 836 freebie. Oh, well, I know. That's all they do. In the field, evening, do you have any insight into the relationship between Mohammed Al-Fayed and Paul Thorpe? Snuck down a rabbit hole this evening. Did you really? What do I know about? Can't remember the name in the field, but if you can give me some nudges and pointers, so to speak, not in a P. Diddy way, but pointers, then I might be able to remember some stuff, because there's so much information around Fayed, and I am going to give you more detail this evening. Manda Sky, evening, Adrian. Evening, Manda Sky. I'll give you one just in case. Alan says, don't mess with Tab Block Tracy. She's talking like a gangster. Is that like in the specials? This old town coming like a ghost town, so to speak. Right, we've done enough of the hellos. Let's get stuck into it before anything else happens. Right, should we get into the Royals? Because this has been missed. This has been proper missed, and I'm just going to be very, gentle. We're starting with the Royals. Now, Ginger Sphericals is in the country. I'm not quite sure why he's here. Blue Stratos, Ray Norton, nice. High Karate, Newty Brown, one from the bingo. I know. Eyes down. Get your dibber out. Alan, Paul Thorpe, the YouTube blogger. Alan, ooh. Starmer suits still look shit, ill-fitting baggy cuffs. Well, do his cuffs and his collars still match, so to speak? You can get dye for that. Andrew James, Mike, I stole my dad's aftershave, then I was told the dogs would be after me if I wore that. Yes, there is that. And Tablock Tracy, Paul Thorpe, luxury watch dealer, close mates with Fayed. That's interesting. The All Bovril says, avoid wild country. Yeah, is it a TV series? Anyone remember Tommy Vance, Tim Westwood, Jackie Brambles, Bam Bam? I do, Andy Turner. Remember all of them. I've met them all. Yeah, I've met them all. TBT, as a proud Italiana, I take exception to chorizo. I hope it's a salami. Amalia, you're bringing the reputation of the body of the Kirk down. Chorizo is far too small. Salami, much more girth. Paulie Galtieri, the new Old Spice bottle is disappointing. It looks cheap. Ooh, I say. And Ray Norton says to Andy, bet you're pulling the birds. So Ginger Sphericals is on this sceptred isle. I wonder why. Well, what does he want? So tax dodge, anyone? So he's allowed to come back into this sceptred isle for so many days per year. So then he gets taxed very little while he's abroad. But what does he want? Oh, he's doing some charity work. So if the press, so they can prove that he's doing the charity work. So the tax man will see that he's in the country and he's doing charity work. Where's Wally? What's she doing? Another threesome while he's away. What's she doing the Ozempic? It's an amazing coincidence because Big Willie Star's been out and about with footy icon not David Beckham, Brand Beckham, with the London Ambulance. The London Ambulance have got a new helicopter, so they've branded it and he's presenting it and everybody's happy. And today they've let out Catherine, Princess of Wales, out of the pegging dungeon for the day. Wonder why that was. Are we seeing, I mean, from the specialists that I've been speaking to today, thank you, specialists, it's still going to be a while for her to get over whatever she's getting over because they're not really being straight with us, are they? Are they? So she's being let out. If she's wearing a stoma, she doesn't want any accidents. She doesn't want anything to happen. And she just wants to kind of go out and say, hello, and then go home and go, nothing happened to any brown stains anyway. So Catherine's been out of the pegging dungeon. Big Willie Star's been presenting helicopters. And there's Ginger Sphericals. Hello world, I'm back again. Yes, what oh? Yes, whose father? My father? No idea. Neither has my father. In the field. Paul Thorpe worked for Fired circa 89 to 2002, was a fixer assistant. Fulham FC is potential link. Paul Thorpe was possibly in with the heavy mob and is said to have info on Fired and the accusations. Alan says Harry ran out of Viagra. That's interesting in the field. Interesting. Now I was there 96 to 98. That's why I'm saying it's vague, the name. I'm sure I must have met him. I must have met him because I met pretty much everybody. I met all the higher ups and all the movers and shakers in Fulham FC because they were in the same building as me. Be interesting. I mean, it's some stuff I can remember from sort of 40, 50 years ago. It's clear as day, especially when it's radio. But other stuff. Amalia says, oh my God, I just thought that. And then you wrote it. Great minds, to Tablock Tracy. And Tablock Tracy says, enough for two. Are we going halves? Personal trainer Mike says, I'm the same age as Prince William. He looks old. Whatever he's been doing, it's taken it out of him. It's taken it out of one's face. Oh, Peggy Sue. Yeah. So I want to tell you about, I kind of wanted to gently lead you into talking about the Royals so that I can tell you that H&M, and we're not talking the bargain basement shop either, H&M are missing 4 million quid from Archwell's accounts. Oh, you haven't seen that? What, oh? No, they don't let you see that in the mainstream media. Oh, bugger me. Which newspapers printed that? Get on to the editor and tell them, no, how very dare you? No, we don't talk money, it's grabby. H&M are missing $4 million from the Archwell Foundation. I mean, it's not exactly the Hillary Clinton Foundation, but to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you know me, I'm a cynical old tart, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It could be split over 2 financial years. So basically, they've had 2 grants, 6 million from Fidelity Charitable and 10 grand from Tisbet Philanthropy. They were made in the 22-23 financial year. So the most recent tax returns only declared 2 million in income. So I'm not the brightest, but 6 million minus 2 million leaves 4 million. Nice gig if you can get your hands on it. In 2021, an anonymous $10 million donation was made through Silicon Valley Community Foundation. They don't tell you any of this, do they? No. You can't read this in the dailies and the red tops. No. You can't even read it in the bloody big papers that you have to have 2 hands for. No. But the recent donations could actually be spread across a couple of tax years. Next tax return is due November 15th. Isn't that the same day that Tyson's fighting the problem child? Oh, I do hope he gives him an absolute doing. Tyson, premier killer in a boxing ring. And the problem child, he's making tens of millions from this. And I've seen, just as a little aside, I've seen Tyson and whatever he is, Paul, I'm going to get my arse kicked, on telly. And he pushed Tyson and Tyson just laughed. I mean, Tyson could be 150 and he's going to give this boy a doing. Can you imagine? I mean, even Frank Bruno. And Frank Bruno was a big boy and he could handle himself. He shit himself when he saw Tyson across the ring from him. So there's Jake Paul going to take a battering in the ring. Does he need any Battenberg? So back to H&M and the sphericals and the money. So the next tax return is due when Tyson gives Jake Paul a battering in the ring on November 15th. But hopefully it will show the millions of dollars in grants and clarify the financial situation. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I know that you're going to turn around and say, but irreverent Reverend, you're a cynical old tart. How could you? Very easily. Money's where it's at. If you want to ruin somebody, don't go fighting them. Bankrupt them. Talking of which, in May 2024, the Register of Charities and Fundraising, part of the State Department of Justice, declared that the charity was delinquent and not in good standing. In other words, they'd seen, how can I say this without getting myself in too much of the doo-doo, the brown stuff, irregularities. They didn't say what they were, but Archwell was temporarily banned from fundraising or distributing charitable funds. You didn't read that in the Daily Mirror, did you? No. Anyway, let's go on a bit of showbiz. What's Hayden saying? Jake Paul looks like he's got a beach ball in his belly. He'll have one up his arse when Tyson gets hold of him. I thought he was pregnant, Jake Paul. I mean, you can be in 2024. According to the American president, men can be pregnant. Aye, had a win, shite. Ray Norton, Jake Paul, a battering in the ring. Is Starmer on the same card? Oh, yes. The undercard, because he's not top billing. I'll leave you to work that one out. Those that know what I've just said. In the field, Alan, yes, the same chap. Very enlightening. Amalia Grassi forgot to buy some sodding Battenberg again. Oh, how very dare you, Amalia. How could you forget? Can somebody give Amalia a slice? Let's get on to some showbiz. Poor old Dame Maggie Smith. I mean, I'm gutted. I wasn't a fan of Downton, and the new Mrs. Allen didn't have to strap me to the sofa and make me watch it. I've been to the house that they use for Downton. I've sashayed down the staircase as if I was in Downton. But what are they going to do? I mean, are they going to do like the prequels? I mean, she died, thankfully, in the last Downton. But are they going to go forwards or backwards? Or because they're not going to do much unless she's AI. Dowager. Top of 69. I think Ali would give Starmer a battering in the ring. Muhammad Ali, you're wrong. You're wrong. A slice, not a sausage, Andrew James. Is that a slice, comma, not a sausage? Syntax is important. Ray Norton, class. Poor Maggie. I liked her. Me too, Alan. It's a shame she's gone. I was talking about ginger sphericals a moment ago. Can I ask you this? Have you seen the picture of Prince Harry with P. Diddy? So seemingly there was parties within parties within parties. So all the clever ones went to the parties for the free champagne and stuff. Nikki, I love a portion. So I've heard, Nikki. It's written all over the bogs in the body of the Kirk. I'm joking. No, I'm not. So P. Diddy would have these parties, and all the clever ones would leave before the adult party started, and then once the adult party started, the extra adult party started, and then P. Diddy's wrongin' adult party started. So you'd be like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. P. Diddy would have his microphone in his hand. Not quite sure what he was doing that. Maybe he's a rapper, or as Eminem called him, a rapper with one P. Hayden says, P. Diddy, did he pay? Did he yell? All freebies. But I've got to ask you a question. Have you seen the Prince Harry picture with P. Diddy? So why would Harry be pictured with P. Diddy? There's the question. Maybe he was beatboxing. Brilliant, Stuart. Hayden, yes, in the field too. The old Bovril. No, it's around on... Well, it was around on the net. I've got every feeling that the 77th Brigade have sanitised the web. Andy Turner's seen it. Me too. And then you had... a Big Willie style. So Harry said, oh, Willie was there as well. And Big Willie was like, no, I wasn't pictured with P. Diddy. Now, Big Willie style would have known what P. Diddy was up to, because the intelligence services are not stupid, and it's their job to protect kings and future kings. Loads of celebs deleting tweets with P. Diddy. Oh, they're all at it. They're all eviscerating and sanitising the whole feed, because nobody wants to get caught out. They don't want to have to go, right. Everybody to court. Your name's on the door. You're going in and you're going down. Hang on, we could use that in a different context. Anyway, and so let's just see what happens with... Because the royals don't get touched with anything, man. I mean, are you watching a very royal scandal on Prime Video? Watch the first 2 episodes. In my view, very good. Better than the Netflix one. Because it's just, it gives you context in the background and it's a bit more real. Yes, I prefer the Amazon Prime. All right, Royal Scandal. Shall we talk about, I need you to go over to X. If you've got a Twitter X account, because Twitter's now called X, or X formerly known as Twitter, it's Twitter, basically, with tweets. And... yes, I can hear the noise in the background. There is a story to it, which I'm not going to tell you this evening. There you go. Stuart's on the ball. Stuart, Adrian, is that the printer making that noise? No, it's the boiler fan, which is 200 yards away. So you can imagine how it's upsetting the neighbours. We've had... Today, I have no idea how I've actually been able to put anything together for this live, because we've had workmen in doing electrical stuff and doing channels up walls and rewiring and stuff. And then we had a boiler engineer come out because we went, here, that boiler, can you hear the sound of that? It sounds like a Kraftwerk song. No, the insurance will only pay out if the bloody thing packs up. And we were like, hang on a second, it's October, it's freezing. I'm not going to have my nethers drop off and the brass monkeys come round with some welding gear going, oh, Reverend, do you need these welding back on? Because it's bloody cold. So he was neither use nor ornament, so he's buggered off. And then we find out that we're covered. So over the next couple of days, there'll be somebody else coming in going, where's that noise coming from? Well, that's your job, not ours. Yes, but you could give me a bit of a steer to help my job be a little easier. Stuart, I have my AirPods in and the audio is louder. Brilliant. See? Now that you've mentioned it, isn't always the way. If something's going wrong, if somebody mentions it, it stops going wrong. Brilliant. In the field, Adrian is printing that picture of Ginger and Daddy. Oh, Ginger sphericals, what-oh? Charles's father? No, don't be silly. It's not even Hewitt. No. That's just a cover story. Brilliant, Alan. I hope the workmen used the back door entrance, AD. They didn't get any Battenberg from me. Let me tell you. They didn't even get a cup of coffee. We've always got the back doors open here. I've told you, I used to work at a supermarket as a back door man. Adam Whale, not been on for a while. The stories of working for Al Fayed's radio station got a bit repetitive. Do you have any more? No, Adam. Fuck off. Paulie Galtieri, P. Diddy's wrong and parties. You have a way with words. Brilliant. Thank you, Paulie. But what I will tell you, I'm staying on the showbiz for the moment before we get deeply into the proper, deep stuff. Alan, do they still not lock the doors in Sunderland? Don't need to. There's not to nick. If somebody broke in, they could tidy the house up first. What was the old gag? Tornado hit Sunderland, caused £500,000 worth of improvements. Do you know that Martha Harvey? She's a legal eagle. I shan't. I shan't. I shan't. Mention anything too contentious because she's a lawyer, and you know what lawyers are like. I mean, lawyers use their personalities for contraception, and I will tell you, I've never met anyone from the legal profession that I had anything other than contempt for. They don't even like each other, man. The legal eagles. So she's been given the green light by a Californian judge to sue Netflix for $132 million. I'd marry her for 131. No, I wouldn't. Can I also tell you, I've had word, if we got broken into, the thieves would give us stuff. Brilliant, Andrew James. Vic's text, just like Houston, Texas. Brilliant. In the field, don't need locks as everything is boarded up. Brilliant. If Sir Keir Starmer's anything to be believed, the right-wing thugs have caused huge improvements in Sunderland, including turning taxis over and setting them on fire. As I keep saying, there's no such thing as right-wing thugs in Sunderland or Hartlepool or Middlesbrough. None. Zero. Nix. Nada. So don't cough $6,000 to Tia Keir. Cough the lot. And don't tell me that there's right-wing thugs in Sunderland. If only you'd told the people of Sunderland that night that they were right-wing, because the people of Sunderland love a bit of a do. They love a scrap. Ask all the football fans. They love it when it gets a bit lively. They would have all come out on the streets and given the right-wing thugs a kicking and then got back home and told their families, oh, I say, loads of Battenberg, loads of altar wine, and we gave them a... Well, actually, my Doc Martens have had a polish. And he's trying to peddle this narrative. Clown. Paulie Galtieri, what's the Starmer and Nick Brown connection? It's known Brown is a chutney farmer. Is that Nick or Nicky Brown? Ooh, is there a connection? Wasn't he the Welsh MP, Nick Brown? Because there was something in the papers the other day when they were talking about two queer... I can't even say it. Two queer Kia. They were talking about Nick Brown, and I didn't know, but now I do. Now I know the connection. Brilliant. English bottle cap. Yeah, Vicar, ye can marry anyone in the church, in the body of the kirk. I can't marry myself. Hang on. I can't marry anybody. I'm married. Oh, bagger. 131 million would have been nice. Can you imagine all the Battenberg for that? Rob, from down under, but now on top. Brilliant, Rob. We were so poor when I was a child, we got broken into. The theft gave us a DVD player. Brilliant. Sorry, Rob, for getting me manners. Nicholas says $6,000 for Foxtrot Nout. That would be the wife's weekly Waitrose shop. Tell me about it. Salted beef. Alan says, free gear to Tia Queer. I'm going to give you some good news. If you're a Sting fan or the Stereophonics, if you tolerate this, your children will be next. And Justin Timberlake, when he's sober, they're headlining the Isle of Wight Festival in 2025. That's kind of... Nobody's talking about that because everybody's distracted by what's going on in the Middle East, in Starmer, getting freebies in the whole of the Labour Party. I also understand the Foo Fighters are taking a break from touring. Yeah, quite obviously. Dave Grohl. How many kids have I got? How many fingers have I got? And should we get to Pip Schofield? I know what I did was unwise, but is it enough to absolutely destroy someone? I quote from Philip Schofield. Philip, I think you'll find the answer is yes. Foxtrot Oscar, because basically you lied to us. You lied to everybody. You're a liar, self-admitted. Liar, 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 liar. Liar, 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 liar. Fuck off! Oh, did that come out? So Philip Schofield's one luxury item when spending 10 days on the deserted island for his Channel 5 comeback. Lip balm. Lube? Anyone? Should we talk about Castaway? I did make notes. And some people are saying, oh, well, there could be a chance of him returning. Or should he be... Or the contrary opinion is, should he be thankful for his 40 years and walk backwards into obscurity? Thankfully got away with what he did and not being punished more severely. I mean, he's Edwards-esque. Right, we'll do Castaway because there's other stuff to do. But I watched it. And it started with, shamed, disgraced Philip Schofield. That's correct. Obviously, somebody's been watching. That's very correct. He said, going through the angry, bitter stage, like some TV presenters. He said, this Castaway is an opportunity for reflection. You've had bloody 18 months, man. Anybody that had been through what you'd been through and not had your colour felt by the boys and girls in blue should be really thankful. Now, he was leaving clues in what he was saying. Angry, bitter stage like some TV presenters. Are you talking about Eamon, mate? Now, I'm with Eamon. I'm with him. Because I would have been pretty brassed off. And the way he talked about other people in telly, we all know there was a very dark side to Schofield. I'm not going to elaborate any more than that because he's got very powerful lawyers. That's why you've never heard from the young lad that he was shagging. Now, he's turning round and saying, anybody that mentions that, they're all homophobic. No, you see, Phil, that's why you get it all wrong. And you can't read the room. You're not getting the measure of the people on the street. And it's this. You're a liar. You're a liar. You lied to ITV. You lied to your management company, and that's why they dropped you. You lied to your wife. You lied to your kids. You lied to your colleagues. You lied to Holly. And he seems to think that, it's because I'm gay. Interesting concept, that. Still married and gay. So is that like being a Lada car and wanting to be a Ferrari? And then going home saying, I'm a Ferrari. Because notice his wife's not got the same second name, but his daughters have got the same second name. I will tell you this, in my view, be happy, Philip. Please be happy. We don't want this on TV again. It's depressing. And you don't, and as I said on Sunday, I was close to, I'd set it all up and everything. No, mate. You're using it as a lever. I've had very close people do that. You haven't got the bollocks. You're just using it to get some kind of pity from the general public who have seen through you. And you know what's the worst thing? The general public, the viewing public, don't actually care about your sexual predilection. They don't. But what they do care about is you breaking their trust for your own ends. Playtime Thursday, Philip. So I was watching, and he said he was kind of leaving clues, more than one or two TV presenters that would have done the same thing. Oh, please. You were the one that came out and mentioned the G word. That's Philip Schofield, obviously. So how many TV presenters do you know that are grooming young men? Let's have it out, Phil, because you said it. It's there as a historical document. You said it. So who are the TV presenters? Are you going to have a word with the boys and girls in blue? And at the end of the episode, he said, and he wrote down 3 names in the sand of the most toxic people. I watched episode 1. I was torn about watching episode 2. And literally, I wouldn't wipe my backside with episode 3, because it's just going to be a pity party. It's just going to be him changing the narrative, which I will explain as we go along. He said, I will find a way. I will not be defeated. Ooh, very courageous, Philip. But you refused to sit with the inquiry, the ITV inquiry, where they wanted to know what went on and why. And you refused their invitation to go and speak with them. I will find a way. I will not be defeated. And I quote him, when you throw someone under a bus, you have to have a bloody good reason to do it. Oh, I think you'll find the British public have decided. They've just walked away, mate. I will guarantee you that there may have been some people watching, and where Channel 5 have clicked here, where they've benefited, is they've had all this reportage, they've had everybody talking about it, they've had everybody talking about Schofield being on Channel 5, and they've had the best publicity they've had in a long time. Stuart says, I assume that line was aimed at Holly. Yeah, possibly. Kathy Harper, what does he want forgiveness for if he didn't do anything wrong? Great line, Kathy. Perfect. Fill you in, the other one from the broom cupboard. There's a few of them. Most of them are, well, 50-50. And there's one of them in the broom cupboard, whom I shan't name, is a very close friend of mine and is absolutely straight as a die. I've known him 40 years, goodness sake. Straight as a die. But young Philip, that's not what I heard in the 80s. So the intro, the tease, the hook, he was with his family, he was with his wife. Why is she called Stephanie Lowe? Because they've not divorced. Why isn't she called Philip Schofield? Stephanie Schofield. Now, she used to be a telepresenter. First, deep breath. Firstly, oh, yeah. Are you okay? I hope so. Yeah, he said that as well. So the nastiness, the nastiness that's just under the surface with Philip Schofield came out in some of this because he was laughing with his family. There's no integrity in that. None. He just wants to be in the nuts and bolts of telly. Well, I tell you what, Philip, here's a bit of advice from me. Why don't you go and become a director or a producer? Why don't you go behind the camera rather than in front of the camera? If you like telly so much, why don't you go and work in the background? Or in the rear? So the intro to this Castaway from Monday night, everything was kissing his backside. Everything. It was a puff piece. They talked about him coming out on TV. So why use his wife and children? We're not... Look, if it made him feel any better, and I've got a lot of gay friends who've told me their coming out story. Some still haven't, to their parents and or family. But, of course, sometimes it's traumatic, I think is the word I'm looking for. But Schofield makes himself out to be something special, something different. That's because you were telling everybody you were bloody straight, man. I mean, I've known loads of gay men, loads of gay married men who have knocked out the kids and then they've decided, No, prefer the blokes. I mean, what's the old Roman phrase? Women for procreation, men for recreation. That's what the Romans believed back in like 2000. God help Jesus. So, but he can do whatever he wants. People watching telly know that telly's not real. So they don't care. What they do care about is being lied to, because they don't accept that in real life from people. They want truth. They would rather the truth hurt, but at least they could deal with it rather than get the lies. And then all of a sudden, 30 years in, I've decided to come out with Eamon Holmes on ITV. Notice you can't find that coming out moment. I couldn't anyway the other day when I was looking for it. Kathy Harper. He's blaming everyone else, even his brother, for his sacking. I know, the Jacobite bit like me. I love making films, so I couldn't care about working for the BBC or ITV. I make films from the council and the local uni. Brilliant. It's the lies that's done him. It's the lies. And the me. He sounds like a bloody opera singer warming up. Me. There's no contrition from the man. He said sorry. He said the S word once in the whole episode. And what he said was, or what I observed was, there was no mention of the wife and kids. They were kind of there on screen, but no mention of the pain that he put his wife and kids through. Now, the rumours that I heard about the Lavender marriage was that she has her side to things. Not going to go too much deeper than that, but it was a convenience. And then they are business partners, multi-million pound business partners. They've got a property portfolio. They can't flog the flat that he had Playtime Thursdays in. I mean, you know, have they wiped the sofa down? Tis was Phantom Flanflinger and Baby Bucket Bunger Brill. Phantom Flanflinger, it was the breakfast show presenter on Century 106. He's falling like he talks like he wears tight trousers. I think I've got a hole in the back, Karina Jane. And Stuart says all the sympathy went to him. What about the women he lied to for years? Exactly. So it was sort of straight into a conversation. He mentioned unwise and unprofessional. Notice how they've changed the narrative. Unwise and unprofessional. They've changed the narrative. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, mate. And he went straight into a convo with his wife and kids, or business partner and kids, should I say. Because I'm sure they've got properties worth over 10 million quid. They've got loads. And they're very affluent. They're very rich. He doesn't need to work again. Neither does Stephanie. They can just manage their portfolio. The kids, one of them is his manager now. And how did he square off? I lied to me management company. The daughter was working for the management company at the time and then had to leave. And then she became his manager, so to speak, in the loosest of terms. This video shows Phil and his lover. Look how young he looks here. Oh, I get that. No, I've seen a lot of that. Andy Turner, his wife knew about him. She had to. Otherwise, there would have been problems in their marriage. And they would have had to, unless he kind of, you know, how do I say this? He took one for England. Back to the pegging. I've seen today that Philip's daughter is being trolled because of Castaway. Well, you know, I don't wish that on anyone, because we all know the person that was put away for harassment and online stalking. We know all that. It's not nice. But you can't put your head above the parapet and then promulgate a narrative that is clearly just untrue. Because I'm telling you this, I've still got all the newspapers from the last 18 months where he suddenly is walking the same corner round his house. He gave the excuse of, my mum's not very well, so I have to look after her. Well, that's fine. That's what we all do as adults. She knew about it, but she loved his bank account more. Well, that could be said, Andrew James. Whilst daughter is his agent, apparently. Yes. But he mentioned something about being papped. Now, he's in the middle of nowhere. The paparazzi are not anywhere near his house. He went to Paris to fly to the island so that he believed the press wouldn't get that he was flying out somewhere. I mean, can you imagine the ego on the man? We're not interested. I'd love to see the viewing figures, the 24-hour viewing figures for episode 1 and episode 2, because I don't think they would have increased for episode 2 and or episode 3. He had his wedding ring on his right hand at one point, should have been on his left. Then the next shot, it was a black onyx ring. I was like, blimey, is my eyesight shot? Well, the answer is yes, but he was still wearing what looked like a wedding ring on his right hand. Don't know whether they'd reversed the piece of film. And he was talking about the very few horrible people out there. Well, stop trying to construct a new narrative, because it was unwise but not illegal, and now it's unwise and unprofessional. So is there a TV channel that would give him a gig for fear of him messing with any of the runners, the young runners? Second of 18 months, and I will literally guarantee you, I have no proof, but this smells of someone has been looking after, has been managing his reputation. The stuff that he was talking about felt rehearsed to me. And that says to me that, no, it's not, off the cuff. And I'm sure Philip likes one off the cuff. But Stephanie Lowe, they're not divorced, so she should be Stephanie Schofield. There was Ruby Schofield. They didn't show her wedding ring or her wedding finger either, did they? No. And he said, oh, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Where? Sitting at the dinner table, having a bite to eat. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. No. He's feeling sorry for himself. Why? Because he got caught out. And he had no control over it. These people in showbiz, media, whatever you want to do, call it telly, they love being in control. And the bit where he did, oh, are you okay? And then bursts into laughing. Oh, he will have made enemies with that. Look, he could spit it out and it might have made him feel better for 30 seconds, but it will have made him enemies. And he said, couldn't work for some people or some channels you won't work for. Oh, I wonder why is that? Because you lied to them? Now, I did try to... I'll try and find the newspapers over the next couple of weeks. I'm out of the game for 5 days, but I will try and find the newspapers, because he alluded to being sacked in episode 1, but then he said, no, I resigned. Remember that? Now, I've known people, Dom Wigley, he got 1.4 million viewers. What did the second episode get, Dom Wigley? Is it normal for boilers to make a low-level humming sound when they're on? Mine's new and worrying me. A Worcester Bosch. Thought boilers were meant to be silent, but I don't know. I can't advise you, Amalia. I know ours is not, and we're getting it fixed. It's a fan. It could be because there's very few moving parts, I'm told by the boiler engineer. Very few parts in a boiler, maybe 1 or 2, and it might just be the fan. Now, the outlet, our fan is making a terrible noise. You could hear it on here. So the people outside, it's even louder. So let's get back to Scove, because I want to complete this. So there's some people and some channels you won't work for. And he alluded to, I resigned. Now, I know if he resigned, and he resigned with honour, why didn't he speak to the ITV inquiry? Why not? And the young guy didn't either. The young guy was looked after. The young guy's legal fees were also paid. And I would suggest that, was he pushed or did he walk? ITV will have said to him, we're going to have to sack you, Philip. But for you to maintain any kind of integrity and any kind of face, you can resign. You can resign with immediate effect. So I am sure at that level, ITV would have given him 2 options. You're sacked or you resign. Either way, you're gone. And he would have taken, oh, I'll resign. And then they'll issue a joint statement, because that's what they do. And then he was shown being taken to an airport. I can't understand this. So he got on a train to go to Paris. Is it Charles de Gaulle? I mean, I've flown out of Paris. But it wasn't a train. It was the Channel Tunnel. But then his driver, who'd worked for him for 20 odd years, was shown opening the boot and getting his stuff out of the boot. Comedy opening. And I just thought, Tony, the driver, he's been with Pip 21 years, so he knows where the bodies are buried. He might have been driving the young lad round to ITV Studios. He's been with them for 21 years. Look, it was all ego. Young Pip getting out of England to Paris. Did anybody see me? We're not interested, Philip. As much as you would hope that there would be a bit of fuss. And, oh yes, I'm Philip Schofield, darling. We're not interested. Nicholas says, back in our heyday, our gay mates despised the likes of Philip Schofield doing the... Oh, everybody's commenting. Rob from down under, but now on top. I used to go out with an old boiler. When she started, she was cold, but after a while, she was hot. Hopefully, not in the winter. And he said, and I quote, it was inconceivable that I would quit. I don't quit. Yes, you do. You told us 5 minutes before that you bloody resigned. So were you sacked, young Philip, or did you actually walk? And he said, and I quote again, I'm fired, but I never quit. So please explain the ITV resignation. And then there was a shot of all the nearby islands. And he was like, oh, I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to be on my own. So answer me this. It's not in the middle of nowhere. It's in the Indian Ocean. But if you look at some of the shots, there's islands all over the place. Matthew Perry's doctor pleads guilty to friend's overdose. That's an evolving story. So I want to know this. Who was working the drone whilst young Philip was walking along the beach? I mean, look, let's face it. Ray Mears is the only man that can go and live in the jungle and come out fatter than he went in. Lip balm. Any monkeys on that island? And then he went into all about his dead dad. I mean, he was literally using everything to get sympathy. He didn't get mine. Oh, my dad was a hero. And then the storm kicked off. That'll have cured his constipation. And then day 2, I've got to find a source of water. He's in the bloody Indian Ocean. He's surrounded by water. Oh, I've got to find some fresh water. Look, you're only there for a week, mate. Just drink coconut water. Find coconuts, drink water. It's that simple. You get a litre of water out of a coconut. That should have kept him going. 5 coconuts for a week. You're not going to bath, are you? No. And he said that social media really, really hurts. Only if you keep looking at it and taking it as a reality. It was social media that got him in touch with a runner. Can you remember? It was the runner that contacted him initially. And he said, oh, me toxicity tanks are emptying. Is that a euphemism? What did you do? Knock one toxicity tank out at a time? That's because all of his shit is washing away. All of his own making, not anybody else's. Because I told you at the time, what would happen was they would wait 18 months to 2 years for people to start and forget. I mean, a lot of stuff's gone on in the last 18 months, 2 years. He blames his brother's legal woes for his reason why he had to walk. No, unless he knows something we don't. Stuart, his toxicity tank is on overload. Rob from Down Under, she should be an expert at finding nuts. Coconuts, that is. Phil, you in? Schofield will get swept out to sea and they will find him on a buoy. So he said he was proud for what he did. Coming out is liberating for so many people. His wife? Perchance? Look at Barrymore. Barrymore's wife was a broken woman when he came out in GAY in London, got on stage and went, actually, I prefer men. And he said it was all about the love of his family. And he was fully aware of the anguish that it leaves. The story of him coming out. It's just not... I don't know about you. You tell me in the comments, but it just didn't sit with me at all. I was looking at it. It was just getting me more and more and more angry. I wasn't really interested. That's why I've not watched episode 2. Because it just would make me apoplectic. He then went into the anguish it caused his daughter. Oh, their support never wavered. Certainly from his business partner than wife. He said that the daughter said, oh, our parents are still best friends. They're not shagging, that's for certain. So why don't they just divorce? Look, we're not interested. It's your private life. Keep it private. Don't plaster it all over national TV. And he said, look, I took it because what's the point in wasting time? Yeah. How many playtime Thursdays did you waste with a young boy? What's the point of bottling the runner in the first place? Correct. I mean, he must have known if it came out. I think he's pissed off because ITV didn't protect him. They couldn't, though. That's the thing. He said, I didn't want to be famous. I'm not bothered about that. Liar, liar, pants on fire. If you don't want to be famous, just go off and live on your money. Live on an island somewhere where there isn't people who won't know you. And he said, I take Alfie out for a walk and I get papped like a sniper. What? The paps are not where you live. They have to be told that you're taking your growler out for a walk and then all of a sudden, oh, look, Philip Schofield's taking his dog. And I told you they would use that. I told you they were using that to bring him back into the fold. And everything that I predicted with Schofield is just used the usual playbook. Did somebody tip them off? Oh, you bet your sweet Bibby. I'm not going to suggest who, but I will tell you it's from within the Schofield camp. And he was talking of his dark place. Well, he would be. He was on a deserted island. Don't have street lamps on an island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And he went to hospital with his mum, who was quite ill. And some bloke says, can I give you a hug? Touch your toes. And this guy that wanted to give him a hug said, they're all shits, mate. But he started all of this. Can you see this dichotomy where he's saying one thing and actually it's perception versus reality, and the reality was not what we felt it was, and then he comes out, yeah, we get that, and then he starts lying to everybody, lying to his management company who dropped him because he lied. The management company, that's the reason they gave, and ITV. Can't have him. He lied to everybody. Everybody on This Morning, everybody at ITV, everybody at his management company. That's brilliant. And he apologised to the crab. Well, if you're going to starve, soon enough you'll start eating shit. And those crabs, I mean, I'm from Sunderland. They used to land crabs all the time. I'm not going to use it for comedy. But they used to land them, bring them home. Do you know that they scream when you put them in the pot? Well, they don't have vocal cords. It's their... when you put them and boil them, it's their shell contracting. That's what makes them scream. If I'd been on a desert island, saw a crab, I'd be like, whoa, dinner. Boil it. I honestly believe that there was other people on that island. It might not have been 24 hours a day, but they couldn't afford for him to not eat, injure himself, poison himself. Can you imagine the headlines? I'll leave you to make the gags up. And it was just, in my view, it was just a Philip Schofield pity party. And he kept saying, oh, you know, I lived in Newquay. Well, if you lived that close to the sea, you would know all about, we call them willocks in the northeast, or whelks if you want, or crabs, or the bottom feeders, the mollusks. That, fruit de la mer, fruit of the sea. You'd be like, oh, brilliant, I'll have some of them tonight, I'll boil some of them. But, like willocks, they were covered in salt, because they come out of the bloody salty sea. Sorry, whelks. Philip Schofield, hit by crabs. Brilliant. So he was saying that he's from Newquay. GB Patriot, I wish you well. and he doesn't know what a mollusk looks like, one of the bottom feeders. Frida la mer, you tart. All he wanted was a mouthful of protein. Playtime Thursdays, anyone? Back to the runner again. Now, he says, I'm utterly buggered if it goes dark on me. Not first, eh, Phil? So when I get what Tracy and the ladies were saying. It was all the faux drama of getting lost. They had double camera crews on the boat when they dropped him off, and the way that they edited it, it was not. No, it was a pity party. Could have done better than that. I'm going to leave tonight's live there because I genuinely have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I need the adrenaline of doing this is going to keep me awake for a while. So apologies. Can't do a live on Sunday because I'm elsewhere for a special occasion, and I will be here next Wednesday. I will try if I can. I'll take this script with me because there's some things within this script that I need you to be aware of so that you can get a grip of what is going on in the world, and especially the Middle East, especially America, because they're all at it, and I just would like you to be aware of stuff so you can make decisions on what you want to do and how you want to do it. So thank you for a very quick live this evening. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your likes. If we've got nearly 200 people watching and only 67 likes, you're utter Romans. So please, if you can, it helps the channel immensely. Don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. My name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence, and the Battenberg and the altar wine. Please make your way out of the pews. Make sure you leave the body of the kirk in an orderly fashion, and look after yourself. Be safe and be well. And I'll see you soon for another live 116. It's coming soon.